Hello everyone, Borky here, back with another Sword of Convallaria video. So we did get this release order based on the Taiwan server from Celion, but there has been still a lot of accelerated banner misinformation going on. So we did start off with like a bunch of debut units who were they were debut units back in the CN and Taiwanese server, but we basically skipped through a bunch of units. We skipped through 8 units, so I did have this like scuffed image. We skipped through all these 8 units in purple here, and then we had Gloria release, and then Ida, Simona, etc. But there's still a lot of misinformation saying, oh no, our banners are accelerated, but it's still the same. We're going on with 2-week releases, same as Taiwan and CN server. And what I do also find interesting is CN server really had it bad. So did Taiwan. They didn't have a Gloria debut. They started with the Nungol, Nurgle. They had the Cold Barrel as well. Samantha, Leonard. They debuted with Ida, and then they had Gloria with Tiden. And yeah, I decided to compile everything here with the debut units. So we all started with all these same standard units: Samantha, Fakel, Dantalion, Magnus, Beryl, Mytha, Rawia, Tiden, Inanna, Guzman, Xavier, Cole, Garcia, Leonide. And then when Taiwan released, so it was the first release of the game on the 7th of August 2023, this is when they started with Gloria and Tiden. They didn't have Gloria with the debut, and then their debut started with Nona Will, Lily Will, Iggy, Miguel, Nurgle, Nangol, and Ida. So Ida, these all being like sort of 2-week gaps between the banners, and then Ida was released a bit early because they were preparing for the CN release. And for the CN release, they had all these standard units plus all these. So Gloria was part of their standard ticket as well, so it was part of their banner. And then they basically started with one banner behind. So when Momo released, they got Ida, and then Alexi, Simona, Sophia, August, Coco, Akambe, Hasna, Homer, Karis, Shaklulu, Agatha, Ter. And this is where there was another point of difference. So after Ter released, you would have expected 2 weeks after the 24th of May. And after that 24th of May is the 7th of June. So CN did follow with the Ter release, but then there was a gap. There's basically a 3-week gap of no debut units. And this is when Crimson Knight, Scarlet Knight 3.0, and they did a bit of a gap, a 3-week gap, and then they released Rawia Alta. And CN did the same thing as well. They had a 3-week gap, Rawia Alta, and they still stuck with this one banner behind Taiwan. And what also happened is on the 9th of August, there was no new unit in Taiwan. They also had another 2-week gap. And CN released Layla, and they actually caught up. So CN and Taiwan caught up on the 23rd of August. They're like, we're going to go through and just stick to the same banner schedule as everyone. So yeah, it's Sophia Alta, Kia, Kaver, Levita, Estra, Fabia, Meteor Team. And what's weird here is there's another gap. So after Meteor Team, this 15th of November, so keep in mind CN started 23rd of November, Taiwan started the 7th of August, so Taiwan 7th of August, this was essentially their first year anniversary was Crimson Knight, but CN's first year anniversary on the 23rd of November, they actually had nothing. So after Meteor Team, they had nothing. They had a gap of another 2 weeks because, this was going for 2 weeks and another 2 weeks. So yeah, on the 28th of November, nothing. And then, no debut units for 2 weeks. And now on the 13th of December, so that was what, like 2 days ago, well, 1 day ago actually, they finally released Luffy. So yeah, what is with all these gaps? Like, I feel like maybe the gaps are because, you know, the development cycle, or they're slowing down, so maybe they're letting us catch up. Because as we know, Global, we released on the 31st of July or 1st of August, depending on where you are. And yeah, we released with Gloria, and that was so amazing because Gloria was never a debut unit in CN and Taiwanese server. We had all these standard units, and we had all these units added to our standard banner as well. So similar to China, we also had these units added to the banner, but we also added Momo and Alexi. And basically, we sort of started around this period in CN. So our Gloria, we started, then we got Ida, and then we basically, you know, skipped those two, so we're on the same timeline. Simona, and then actually this should be highlighted yellow because there was a difference that happened there. Wrong yellow. So yeah, this actually changed for us because we're expecting from Simona we'll copy the same schedule. We'll go with Sophia August, Coco Akambe, but then we had that switch in schedule. We had Coco Akambe first, and then Sophia August. So there was a bit of discrepancy there, but it was just, I think they just mixed up the banners to hype up the units, and it is what it is. Then we copied the same schedule, Hasna, Homer, Karis, and now we're changing up again. We're switching Agatha, we're skipping Shaklulu, and yeah, from what we understand from Devlog 4, we're getting the Crimson Knight update, the Scarlet Knight 3.0, and with 3.0, that was when Taiwan and CN released Ruia Alta, because she's one of the main protagonists of Crimson Knight. So that's why we're thinking they're going with Ruia Alta, Pamina, maybe they even go up to Tear, and then back to Shaklulu. Like this, I'll say Ruia Alta is pretty much almost confirmed. But these three, I think there is a mix of when they'll actually arrive, and then yeah, we'll just follow the same schedule. As I mean, that's as far as we know, right? We're following the same schedule. You know, we're going with Layla, then we're going with Sophia Alta, Kia, Kaveh, Lurita, Estra, Fabia, Meteor Team, and Luffy. And what that means is, according to our schedule, and if we don't get any delay between our 2-week gaps, that means when we get up to, say, you know, their last gap was Luffy. So when we get up to Luffy on the 20th of June 2025, essentially we're pretty much 6 months. What's that? 6 months? Yeah, we'll be pretty much 6 months behind Taiwan and CN. And remember from the initial developer interview, they wanted to catch up to us to 6 months behind, and they caught it up by not speeding up our banner schedule. They slowed down CN and Taiwan. They had the gap on the Crimson Knight update, and then they had the gap with Sophia Alta, and then they had the gap with Luffy. So yeah, I think that's going to be fairly good for us. We're going to be only 6 months behind, and yeah, it's just exciting times. I hope they don't speed up the banners, but as far as we know, there wasn't any speed up. There's no accelerated banner. We just skipped these units, similar to how CN skipped these units, because they wanted to sort of keep us at a relatively close pace. Like when we started, we were about like 8 months behind, and then they slowly paused the CN and Taiwanese version for, you know, 2 weeks there. What was that? 3 weeks there, 2 weeks there, and another 2 weeks there, and we're finally down to about 6 months behind by the time we get Luffy. All right, so that was a bit of a rant from me. I'll put this link to the Reddit. There was a lot of discussion and arguments. I probably won't really go much into it. You guys can have a look into that. I just really wanted to share this with you guys and make sure you know, we're all on the same page, we all have the same information, and we can understand what's actually going on with our schedule. Alright, thank you everyone so much for watching. I'll put the link through this in my description below. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.